All right, so we are taking what we talked about z-scores, what we talked about the normal distribution, and combining those together to find probability. Okay. So yeah, if you don't have your tables out, you're going to need those as well. So make sure you get those. Okay, so remember our formula, z equals x minus mu divided by standard deviation. Okay. So that's going to be our first part, is changing our x values into z-scores and then using what we know about left, right, or in between to find the area, which is our probability. So, sorry. First example, a survey indicates that for each trip to the supermarket, a shopper spends an average of 45 minutes with a standard deviation of 12 minutes in the store. The length of time spent in the store is normally distributed and is represented by the variable x. So for each of these parts, we're going to find the probability that the shopper will be in the store for the interval of time. And then if there were 200 shoppers entering the store, how many of those would that include? Okay. So for this first one, we have between 24 and 54 minutes. Okay. And our mean from listed up above is 45. And our standard deviation is 12. Okay. We're finding the probability that we are between 24 and 54 minutes. So 24 is less than x, which is less than 54. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is change each of those x values into z-scores. So for the first one, for x is 24, we're going to have 24 minus the mean 45 divided by 12. So if we do that, we get negative 1.75. Okay. And then repeat that again for 54. So z equals 54 minus 45 divided by 12. And we get 0.75. So we can rewrite our probability statement to now be the probability that our z-score is between negative 1.75 and 0.75. Okay. So if you sketch that, we're looking at everything in this shaded region. And when we're finding the area between, what do we have to do? Anybody remember? Big minus small. Okay, so the largest number is going to be the 0.75. So if we look at our table and our z-score of 0.75, you get an area of 0.7734. Okay. All right, and then we're going to subtract. Now find the area for our z-score for negative 1.75. So switching to the other table. So negative 1.75 would be 0.401. Okay. So that area, or that probability, once you subtract those two, gives you 0.7333. 73.33%. So that's our answer to part A. Okay, part B, it asks us if there are 200 shoppers, Approximately how many would that include? So we're just simply going to take 200 times that percent, which would be approximately 147 shoppers. Questions? Okay. So looking at the second one, more than 39 minutes. So more than, that's going to be the probability that X is greater than 39. So start off with finding your Z-score. So Z equals 39 minus 45 divided by 12. Which gives us negative 0.5. So we can rewrite our probability statement as the probability that Z is greater than negative 0.5. Sketch your graph. So if it's greater than, we're looking to the right. And when we're finding the area to the right, what do we need to do? 1 minus what we find from the table. So looking at the table for negative 0.50, we get 0.3085. Which makes the probability 0.6915. So that would be your answer for that. And then part B, multiply it by 200. Which is approximately 138 shoppers.